Free speech is not a bargaining chip. It's not something for lawyers to dissect to their advantage or for politicians to trade away for cheap votes. It's sacred. And that's a concept that some religious people seem to have trouble understanding. Just when we thought the United Nations couldn't get any more useless, something called the Organization of Islamic Conference, which is a fancy way of saying a Saudi-funded cartel of Islamic dictatorships, has been allowed to hijack the United Nations Human Rights Council, thus rendering it instantly and permanently worthless. Nevertheless, with all the plodding predictability of a Hollywood car chase, their first order of business was to pass a resolution banning criticism of Islam and Sharia, and by extension of their own barbaric regimes, with all the stonings and beheadings, amputations and female genital mutilation that so disgusts everyone in the civilized world. In other words, they've tried to make it illegal to criticize evil. A bit like abolishing penicillin because the bacteria are offended. You know, I thought the United Nations existed to help drag countries like this out of the Stone Age, not for them to drag everybody else back there. But apparently not, because next April in Geneva, the United Nations is hosting a conference on racism at which this manipulative nonsense is likely to be enshrined, giving Islam special status in international law. And given the kind of unprincipled leaders we have in the West right now, especially here in Europe, there's every chance that this could have a real effect on our freedom of expression in the civilized world. Because Islam has a notoriously one-sided view of free speech, just as it has a one-sided view of everything else. If you criticize Islam publicly, you will be abused and threatened almost beyond belief, as an army of hysterical, brainwashed illiteramuses line up to shit the contents of their minds into your mailbox. Check out the feedback page on my website for an idea of what you can expect. And maybe some of you lefty, liberal, multicultural pricks who are always telling me that Islam is peace. Maybe you'd like to take a look as well. That's if you can bear to pull your heads out